happy for you. Hi, good morning. Happy week, May 2026. Again, here we are. How many days we have in May? I've forgotten. Guys, welcome to the channel. This is Pro Storyline. My name is Progress and I'm a YouTuber from Nigeria. You're highly welcome. Please. So welcome to the channel. See, welcome, guys. How are you? How are you doing? What's going on with you? You're welcome. Subscribe to the channel and also like this live. Hey, channel. Please give a like to the live. Give a like to the live. Give a like to the live. And as well, subscribe to the channel if it's your first time. Give a like, tap your screen to like this live so that it will be transmitted to other people to join us. You're welcome. So I've seen a couple of videos. There's this march and march thing going on in South Africa where they're asking foreign nationals, foreign black nationals, fellow Africans that are going about their legal business in South Africa leave their country. Going on, I think, since last month, and as far as they are blacks in their country, they've done a whole lot of things. And one of the first African countries onto that shit is Ghana. Ghanaian government sent in 8 planes to South Africa to evacuate their citizens, take their citizens back, and also take some very economic, like very, how they put it, I'll call it economic sanction on South Africa. South Africa, Ghana is the coast. Like they have so much gold, and I think South African companies does business there in Ghana mining gold. So it's like they withdrew their license or something. They shouldn't be mining gold, and that's like an economic blow to South Africa. And the leaders, one Jacinta lady that have been leading these protests all over South Africa, asking foreign nationals to leave, is crying now that Ghana is doing too much. Ghana, have exaggerated. Okay, what they were doing is, it's not like they're not xenophobic. They are not. They were just telling people to leave their country, go fix their country. The Ghanaian government didn't have. You shouldn't have taken the step that it has taken by evacuating her people, and as well stop South Africa from mining gold in Ghana. So my question is how? Because South African people are so dumb. Like the people that have been going about doing these protests against foreign nationals in South Africa are so stupid. Like they don't have sense. They don't understand the implications of their actions. You don't understand that every country in this world exists in what they call alliance system. It could be economic alliance, it could be in every form, it could be military alliance. And when once you start, because you find those people, the nationals of those countries in your country, and you start misbehaving, definitely there's always a consequences for actions. So whatever you see is as the direct consequences of what you have been sowing. So why are you saying that, oh gosh, shouldn't have, they've exaggerated the action? How are they exaggerated the action when you go into shop simply because they're not at that, go into their shops and then you start beating up people, you start telling them to fold up their businesses simply because they're not from South Africa? How? It's like you people are confused, really. Very, very confused. Or probably you're not well read. I don't know. Not well read. Implications of your actions. Bayram says hi. Hi Bayram. Johnny, hi Johnny. Where are you watching from? Please like the live, guys. Please like the live. You get about telling people to go back to their countries to fix their countries. And most of these people, they don't have papers. They will show you like legally safe cancers. So please, hi. How you doing? Where you guys watching from? Please like the live, guys. I'm not saying no live. Like, give a like to the live. Like. Like the live. I think South Africans, you know, people are really kind of confused. And what I just noticed about you guys is that I can't see somebody that is very, you know, that has a business, that has something good going on for him, that would abandon it and then start going on the street protesting all day long and asking for people to leave their country. And when the governments of the people that you're asking them to leave your country, you know, react, you know, what you just did, you're saying things that are not really making sense. Alain, the Jacinta lady is in trouble right now. She has been sued by South African government. But the question is, why would, for instance, there are videos where, you know, South African police will be there, and then South Africans will be harassing a fellow African national in South Africa, and it doesn't do anything. I've seen a lots of videos where South Africans will harass foreigners before a policeman, a South African policeman. And how in the world would you deploy only maybe 3, 4 policemen, only 3 to 4, 5 policemen to follow people that are like maybe more than 200 protesters on the streets? How are they going to calm the situation? How are they going to control? Any It's beyond, everything is just beyond the police power, and it's like, from what we've seen, it's like the South African government is really on the side of the protesters, because that's what a normal human being will decipher from what is going on. How can you, a protest couldn't erupt from day 1, 2, 3 and even extend throughout the month successfully of the government? That's what I'll say. It wouldn't. For it to succeed, for it to extend this, so that means the South African government is supporting what is happening, though not, verbally or coming out, okay, I'm supporting. Oga, no delay. Welcome.
Okay.
Fine.
You just do.
Eh,
I know so many.
drink kunu.
No, na person.
Which
Me,
one?
okay,
Big one?
give am soap me give me kunu.
Big one, sure?
Small, 300.
Okay.
Please, she's coming. Hey, she's coming. Much love, to everyone. Johnny, welcome. Beran, welcome. My name is Abubakar Hassan. I'm from Adama State. I'm actually from Kano, but growing in Adama. So much love to everyone, guys. Eh? I'll tell them my story.
What story are you telling?
I just tell them I'm actually from Kano, growing in Adama.
I don't get change.
And David go bring in cigar 200 naira. But very soon I will stop. Very soon we will get it. So guys, let's help me pray for me to stop smoke. Smoke is no good. Okay, to bring her. I need prayer.
You need prayer?
Let them pray for me. Make us stop smoking. I don't want smoke again.
Oh,
I don't want smoke. Ella, the thing you're supposed to stop. Let them pray for me.
yeah.
Let them pray for me. I'm not supposed to smoke. Prayer na him be the pick medicine. Prayer na him be the pick medicine. Sharp.
Yeah, prayer not the make medicine.
Well, me, I would not believe that.
We go stop smoking. So each cigar now,
This one, okay.
you know, like and share.
Allah. God will help us.
God will help you. Eh, not 100.
Person send me. Papi. Apa?
As a soldier, he said he wants to swing, but he can't. I pray that God will help him. So in his prayer, so pray for him. He says he wants to stop smoking. I was talking about South Africans. People are just doing a whole lot of things and then expect the foreign national government to keep quiet and say, okay, well done. You should think about the consequences of your act. You should think about the consequences of your actions. You should think about what you're doing if it was to be done to you. A whole lot is happening, guys. If it was to be done to you, would you like it? If you went to a foreign land to look for green pasture, some of us, like we Nigerians, we don't like comfortable, what they call comfort zones. We like comfort zones. Travel a lot. We go to places, make it, and then come back home. That's just in our nature. That's who we are. So you don't expect a Nigerian to stay in Nigeria and then not that the only problem as a Nigerian, I will tell you guys, the only problem we have in Nigeria is just bad leadership. Bad leadership, just like in even though other countries cover their bad side up, we the only problem we have in Nigeria is bad leadership. But the thing is that we Nigerians, we love traveling. So coming to South Africa to do one or two things doesn't mean we are taking over your economy. Actually, we're contributing to your economy. We create jobs, we employ. I've seen a video of one man that owns a car wash business. I think maybe in Joburg or somewhere in Nigeria, and he's been over 30 years, over 30 years of his life, he's been in South Africa. And now you're asking that man to forward up his business. And he was like, that, when these protesters confronted the man, it was like he's been here for over 30 years. As a matter of fact, he brought out these documents, legal, valid documents from the South African authorities as an immigrant to stay in the country. He's been there for over 30 years. They said, no, 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 no. No, 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 we don't want, you have to. The man was like, okay, I have employed South Africans. It is South Africans that are working in my business for me. So you're telling me to fold up my company, to fold up my business because I'm not a South African. Salaries to South Africans, employees that he has. He's doing a lot of like he's contributing, putting food on the table for South Africans. He's a Nigerian and he's been there for over years. So I expect him to like fold up everything and then enter plane back to Nigeria and start as square one. Does that really make sense? You enter into Ghanaian people's shop, you loot people's shop without even caring, without even, I don't know if people are, because you don't even behave like people that exist in 2026. Even the Jacinta lady that is so looks so beautiful, she's up here. She's to me, she's dumb. She doesn't even have she's dumb. I listened to her speech. She said the South African government just sued her. Is it the human rights whatever? Sued her for violation of human rights. You're supposed to know by harassing people, by you know telling people, like harassing people, abusing people physically, mentally, and otherwise. That is an abuse, the human rights abuse. You should have known better. And now she's like, oh, they've sued her, the human rights have sued her, blah, blah, people that are supposed to be protecting other Africans. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So everybody that is joining the protest asking foreign nationals to leave, all of them are just people that don't really have brain to me. The people that don't have brain because they can't think and they can't even think beyond who they are. And then because of what is happening, the white South Africans are now clamoring for a division of South Africa. So now we get to see who's going to support the blacks because they've really messed up. Before there used to be the other African countries that rally around the black South Africans, especially during the apartheid regime, to like say no to the abuses that was going on, the segregation that was going on in South Africa. Now that you've asked your brothers to leave, we don't need you, go fix your country. And now the white people are coming back and they say they want to divide your country. Who is going to suffer for it? Because I know deep down, very well inside, that without the whites in South Africa can never be where it is today. Even somebody killed Lucky Dube. A South African killed Lucky Dube thinking he's a foreign national, thinking he's a Nigerian. All you do is crime. I learned your men are very lazy. They don't work. That's why most of the men are going on the protest because you can't see a Nigerian a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian. You would never see a Nigerian man join a protest. A protest that is not beneficial, especially financially. You will never see him waste his whole day on a protest that does not benefit him financially, let alone a week or a month, going to people's shop, asking them to leave their country. Go and fix your country. It's unfortunate. So why are you people saying Ghana? Jacinta saying Ghana. Even the other man, which I have great respect for, I think is the only right-thinking South African person I've ever met. Is it Julius Malema or something? That man. It was like Ghana shouldn't have. Why wouldn't Ghana send in? Do you want all the like? Come on now, you will make it look as if South Africa is heaven. No, it is not. It is not. It is. It isn't. People just love traveling. The fact that you don't like going to other countries doesn't mean others shouldn't travel. People just love leaving their comfort zone, like I said, to look for life elsewhere. And some of them, let me even to surprise you, some of them, most of the, like all those petty trading, and not that they would love to do that back home. Some of them are just doing it for survival, so that there's always a start in life to get to somewhere, and they know where they're going to. The fact that you don't travel doesn't mean others shouldn't be traveling. I really question the South African government. Why on earth would they even allow this protest to escalate to the point that it has? And then when governments of the foreign nationals react, they're asking why should they react? Does that really, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Really. It doesn't. So that's just it. Let's go back home to Nigeria. Um what happened last, or be this week? A lot happened this week. In the political arena in Nigeria. We have presidential primaries that came forth. Different people came out, and then as flag bearers, I think Atiku Abubakar became the flag bearer of ADC when it comes to presidential election. Peter Obi is it NDC, and I don't know, he's coming from under PDP, but APC is Tinubu. So it's been, a week of politicking all over the country. But something very interesting happened during the week about Very Dark Man. Very Dark Man, there's this popular, call it influencer, I call it, he said he's not an activist, but he's always, voicing out what's not going right in Nigeria. He's always saying it, and he's always helping people. So Very Dark Man, currently is in China. There's this audio that was circulating online of the president of Nigeria saying things which I know, honestly, the first thing when I heard that audio, when I heard the things that was said, and I tried to you know, analyze the whole thing. I said, this is not the voice. Yeah, it is AI. And secondly, the president doesn't even talk this fast. He talks a little bit slow. And I don't think in his right thinking mind, he will sit down in the midst of people, all right, just people, and then start saying this kind of things that is said on this audio, or that is being said in this audio, that the president wouldn't say that, except maybe his family members, maybe they're just having dinner or maybe breakfast with his immediate family, people that are very close to him. That's when he would have the mind to say the things that he said. So when that audio was circulating, they attributed it to Very Dark Man, and unfortunately, the presidential is it media advisor or whatever came out, clashing on Very Dark Man. Anymore, he's going to be arrested. He's going to pay for this, you know. But it seems like somebody framed Very Dark Man up using a fake account, a TikTok account, and then posted that thing and attributing that audio circulation to him. So it's just unfortunate. I've said before, like, we should always, because that's call it an embarrassment on the presidency, because you don't just get information and then you start reacting. You verify and then react. When you hear something, they say, oh, somebody said, what are you supposed to do? Verify if at all that person said what you heard. Verify it before you draw your conclusion. And that's the problem with we human. We hear things, they say somebody said this about you, somebody did this about you, you don't care to ask questions. Why did he do it? Did he do it? Didn't he do it? You go ahead, we just go ahead and then react. So now, Very Dark Man have come back to say, he didn't post this thing. He doesn't know anything about it. But anyways, he started opening the kind of warmth, things that are happening in the country. This guy has so many followers. He started opening the cans of worms of things that are happening in the country. Like, do you know that we have children currently in Nigeria that were kidnapped from the age of 2 to about, I think, maybe 10 or thereabout. They're still in captivity currently. Very damn open that it's all over the news anyway. It's not something new. And then very that man as the media person to the president, did you, when this kidnapping happened, did you comment on that? Did you comment that the kidnappers should be held, should be looked for, should be, did you, maybe put a little fire on the, call it the law enforcement, to do their best to get these children back? You did not comment. So why you, after I must pay for this, I must, because honestly, to be very sincere, it's very dark man, I believe, stepped on so many toes in the country, so many toes. But for me, I always say, I wish that, he really stayed focused on a particular cause other than just being all over the place. I wish he did that. But he's who he is. I can't really say anything. He's just who he is, and all we should do is just maybe support. And sometimes we may disagree and probably agree with him. That's just it. But unfortunately, what they were trying to do to him now is like boomeranging. Is like opening the can of worms. Things that are happening. Is it not happening? You can't deny it. Things that are happening, you can't deny it. You can't deny what is happening in the country. Terrible things are happening, and I always say it, that most of the crime rate that is increasing in Nigeria by the day is as a result of unemployment. We have so many youth. We have so many youths in Nigeria. There's so many youths in Nigeria, so many young people, and this spirit of making it quick is another problem. But the thing is that if the youths are engaged with duties, with jobs, with maybe skills, I don't think they will have time. All right, somebody that is busy will not have the time to go back to or to start thinking. For instance, maybe I'm farming, or I'm doing welding job. I'll be thinking about how to fix, design, whatever I want to do, other than start plotting how to go into crime or one or two things. I just saw a video before I hop on this live. I saw a video of a guy, a young youth that goes about picking women's pad, used pad, that's menstrual pad, and babies' diapers, used ones, to pastors. You see where we're heading. And how much do they pay this guy when each for every job done? 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira in Nigeria currently is, I don't think it's up to 5,000 naira in Nigeria is currently not up to I don't know. It should be like $4 or thereabout. It's not even up to. It should be like $3 or 3 point something dollars. 5,000 naira. So somebody will go about picking used, go to dump grounds, pick used parts, pick baby diapers that are being used, and then take it to pastor and take it to whoever that is taking for ritual purposes. Tell me, if that guy, the kind of person, had found himself maybe doing one skillful job, maybe like sewing or maybe hair making, or something reasonable, will you have the time to like go looking for used parts at dump sites? I don't think so. I don't think so. Really, I do not think so. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in this kind of situation, and it looks like they don't really care. The leaders, the people that are supposed to do the necessary things, are not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's just unfortunate. I always say that until we change our mindsets, the way we think, the way we reason, this country will never go forward. Until you see that, taking extra money from the government coffers, or maybe you are a civil servant, padding what they call it budget is not a good thing. Until you have that kind of mentality change, Nigeria will never go anywhere. Nigeria to be like, the unfortunate thing is that once you get into the system, it's either you behave like them or you get eliminated. It's either you behave like them or they will frame you up and then get rid of you from that position. So it's just an unfortunate thing. We need to change our mentality, the way we think, the way we do things. We should focus on being right. And unfortunately, this one is very, very religious. Like, Nigeria is a very religious country. If Sunday like this come, there are churches that have like up to 5 services, and the congregation will be like, the halls will be full from up. Buhari said top to bottom, from the up, what they call it, the pulpit down. Everywhere will just be jammed with humans, and then they will preach this gospel. And unfortunately, most of the preachers now, they focus on prosperity. All of them want their reward on earth. They want to get rich. So I can't even blame the people for wanting to be rich, when the preachers are all, having the best of lives down here on earth. I always say maybe their reward it stops here on earth, because heaven, the Bible says heaven, it will be very difficult for a rich man to get to heaven, because it will be like a cow passing through the eye of a needle. Okay. It's, you know, a rich man entering heaven can be compared to a cow passing through the eye of a needle. So most of the pastors want to be rich, and unfortunately, I think their reward is here on earth. They've already gotten their heaven. Some of them have private jets. Some of them have what do you call cyber truck, which is very expensive at the expense. I don't want to talk about it, guys. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in this kind of situation. But the thing is, we as Nigerians need to change the way we think before this country can move forward. But if we continue behaving the way we behave, you know, because this one is doing this, I have to do the same thing, because this person cut corners and get to where he is. Unfortunately, it's things always make sense more than the good. It leads, quick. It creates room for, I'll call it, quick success or successes, than when you want to take the right route. If you want to follow the right route, it may take a long time. But if you want to follow the wrong route to a particular mission, or you want to a particular goal, it will be very fast. But there are consequences to that. There are consequences, terrible consequences, to taking the wrong route to things, to achieving things. The right route might just take time, but it makes sense and it's more honorable. So that's it for Nigeria. All I'll say again, next year's election, make sure you don't vote just because they're giving you money. In my time, let me say what I've conducted elections 2 times. That was 2015, 2011. I think then I was saving. I was doing my youth service, so I conducted election. I see the lot of that was my first experience ever. I've seen a lot of things that happens, like a lot of corrupt practices during election. But equally, I've seen people that could collect money from the polling unit and then still do otherwise. They vote for the right person. They will still collect money from the wrong person and then still vote for. What I'm saying, in essence, make sure for the past how many years now, 8 plus 3, we've been going through hell in Nigeria. Make sure this time around you vote for the right person. Don't vote for people that will give you, they will just solve your stomach problem at the meantime. All right, vote for people that will arrange things out so that it will be good for you, for your children, and your children's children. We don't have any other home. If you travel to South Africa as a Nigerian, they will tell you go home. So we have to fix our own place. We have to make this place better for each and every one of us so that we can live in it, other than going to people's places and get embarrassed like we have been in South Africa. So for South Africans, I don't know why people are saying Ghanaian government is overreacting. I don't think Ghanaian government is overreacting. I wish Nigeria did the same thing, because people have lots of businesses here in Nigeria. Seems some Nigerian pitmen are affiliated to those businesses. That's why it's taking time. It's taking real time for what I'll call sanction to economic sanction on South Africa to take place. It's really taking time for economic sanctions to come upon South African businesses in Nigeria to take place. And that's like an insult on Nigerians that are staying in South Africa. Really, if citizens are suffering abroad and then the government of the is not doing anything, I think it's a slap. It's like, oh, they don't even care about you, so we can do you anyhow we like and nothing will happen. It's unfortunate. But for Ghana, I'm really impressed at what they've done to South Africa, for the steps they've taken towards, what is going on with Ghanaians in South Africa, the humiliation they've put them through, taking their people back home, evacuating them. That it shows that you value your citizens, and that's what every country should do. That's what every country that is being blown away by this South African atrocity should do. That's what every country that is being targeted by this South African march and march, whatever protest should do. They should send in planes to evacuate their citizens and pound on South Africa with an economic sanction. That way they would know that countries don't just exist, they exist in cooperation, they exist in alliance, economic alliance, military alliance, and so on. Nobody exists. You can't exist alone. You have to depend on people, because you may have this thing the other person doesn't have. So you have to depend on that person. Or the person has to depend on you while you also depend on what the person has. So on that note, I think Ghana is doing great, is doing well, and I really adore what they just did to South Africa. So you shouldn't just cry, South Africans. Jacinta and Co, you shouldn't cry, oh, they've gone too far. No, they've not gone too far. I see that I've gone too far by doing that to a fellow black man. You see that I've gone too far by doing that to a fellow black man. So that's us, guys. I'd like to go off right now. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. And for the people that stayed, thank you. And for South Africans, you need to take correction. Since people don't read a lot or don't even have an idea of the consequences of what you're doing currently, you need to go find out why, you should be punished for the march and march protests by individual countries, all right, of citizens targeted in that protest. So go find out. If you don't have an idea, go find out, because it seems you don't have an idea of what you guys have done. On that note, I'm ending this live. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.